she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. No more shopping in the hall, only empty spaces. Brand new kitchens, black and white. I feel the house is dying, and I'm inside. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't Every time I think of you, I just break down. I miss you more than I ever could
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a live stream Friday that, as you can probably tell, is a little bit different to the normal ones because I'm attempting to do a live stream with hotel internet. So we'll see how far we get. But I'm amazed that it's actually started and I seem to be on screen. You guys are going to have to let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Because what normally happens on the live streams is I have a 4K screen that has about 8 different things open on it at the same time. And then I have another screen, like a full HD screen. And I think I have either 2 or 3 things open on that. Now, I have my MacBook Pro, which is a tiny little screen. And it means that I can't see even the software at the same time as doing this. So if everything goes wrong, then that is the way it is. And because of the way that the live streams normally work, I have loads of information and data on an external hard drive that I use with my Mac Studio. But about 2 or 3 hours ago, I was trying to test it all and it was crashing. I think it crashed 5 times. So what I've done is set up a really basic live stream. So yeah, the reason that there's only one track to choose for the cover video is because that's the one that was working. So we will be clicking on that and checking that out a little bit later. Now, hopefully, yeah, you can hear me and see me. I don't know if there's an echo or anything like that. It seems to be okay where I am, but if there is a slight echo, it's just something to do with the settings that, I really haven't got time to go through it all. And as long as you can hear me and see me, then that is absolutely fine, which is great. So the other thing is that with this MacBook, the camera, I think I'm in the middle of the screen now, but the computer is pointing in one direction. So it means that I have to kind of look over here, and it looks like I'm not quite facing up to the camera. But if I was to sit in the middle, it'd be like, or in front of the computer, I'd be here. But this feels like it's not in the middle. So I'm going to keep it angled, and hopefully it's fine. So if we are working, then that's good. Franco says just room echo. Yeah, this is the thing, because it's not going to be like my studio room at home. We're going to get all kinds of noises going on, I'm sure. Maybe you'll hear other people in other rooms. Who knows? But I can see you, and as long as you can hear me, that is good. Now, let me see if I can get this thing up on screen. At least I did write this before I started, because it can at least manage to say this on screen, that we're going to be aiming for 300 is going to be the lights goal for tonight. And what we might try and do, even though it might throw the whole live stream off at the end, I don't know how long this live stream is going to last for as well. It might just end when it ends because of the internet connection and all that kind of stuff. But we are going to attempt at the end of tonight's live stream, whenever that may be, if we get that far, to have a look at a previous Phil Jam. Now, I did ask everybody over on Patreon what they wanted to see with the cover video, and maybe just choosing a random Phil Jam so that we can look at that at the end, because obviously I haven't got a guitar here with me, and trying to suss out listening to the backing track and doing all that will be much too complicated, and probably would cause everything to crash. So we're going to be attempting to do a screen capture of a previous Phil Jam at the end of tonight's live stream. And I don't even know which one it is. So it's going to be one of the previous ones. I think we've done about 180 of them, something like that. So we will have a look at that later on. If we hit the lights goal, which is set at 300, just a random one for tonight, because I'm not sure how long we will be live for, but hopefully it will last for a little while. I mean, it's 9 minutes so far, which is good. Right, I can see that there have been donations, so thank you guys for those. But as I always say, you don't have to donate, just watching is great. And having said that, I did design this as well, so that people know if they can't resist donating, because I know there's a few of you out there that can't resist. I think it's important that you know between 45 and 60% of your donations through the Super Chat window through YouTube go to YouTube, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal, and there's a PayPal link in the description below, or at least I think there is. I've just set up the stream on YouTube in exactly the same way as I normally do, so hopefully that'll all be fine. Right, what else have I got on screen? I thought I'd put the clock there so you can maybe see the time, and I think there is quite a large delay between when I say things and when they then appear on screen. So maybe you can use the clock at the top left of the screen to see how much of a delay there is going on. But we will see if we can do a relatively normal live stream. The other things that I have got are... the Is This Love cover video, which is in the lead at the moment with 67% of the vote, and the Guffest Phil tune. So if we last that long, then we can take a look at those videos. So fingers crossed that we do. Jade says all links are there, Phil. So thank you for that. And I can see that Karen's just jumped into that super chat window, but let me just address this from Paul, who donated $5. So thank you for that, Paul. And the message is 426,000 subscribers. Most excellent. Please spike the likes, all y'all, and let us have a fun time tonight. Rock. So thank you for that, Paul. And yes, we have now reached 426,000 subscribers. I obviously haven't got the thing that I can put up on the screen with all the cheering, but we'll just have to give a double thumbs up. Thank you guys for subscribing and for commenting, liking the videos, all of that cool stuff. And you will have to hit that notification bell to get notified for all of the videos and the live streams. But thank you guys for all of your support. And of course, to all of my patrons whose names normally go across the bottom of the screen, but I think that's probably a lot of information for the software to be able to handle in this kind of setting. So yeah, what I can do, I just saw that advert pop up, so let me skip that so that we don't get interrupted. And I see Arlene said, will you be waking up your neighbours in other hotel rooms? So not at the moment, because I wouldn't consider this very late, and also I've been hearing lots of other people making noise just before I was about to go live. It was all kicking off, so yeah, I'm probably the person making the least noise. So yeah, everything seems to be fine at the moment, and yeah, maybe people will get fined. That's my subconscious mind throwing in some different words, so hopefully it'll be okay. But I think generally in hotels, people, unless they're working, I guess technically I'm working, not really, but if people are going to bed, I don't know, I think it's maybe 13 minutes past 11 is still quite early for people to be going to bed if you've gone to a hotel. So anyway, yeah, we will see. If somebody starts knocking on the door, then we'll know what that's all about. Or maybe they're watching the live stream and they want to hear themselves knocking on the door when they're watching the live stream. Anyway, let's get back to Paul's donation. Thank you for that, Paul. And yeah, Orlando has donated $5 straight after that, so thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. And let's see a plug of that mug if you have not done it yet. Yo, Paulie! So this is something that I didn't bring a mug with me. And even during the live streams, even when it's right in front of me, I forget to do it. But at least I have a valid excuse this time. So yeah, thank you. Has donated $2.79. So thank you for that. And the message is some money for the minibar. So yeah, this is the thing about hotels is, I mean, I haven't done the minibar thing just because it's about £200 for, you know, like a Snickers bar or something. So yeah, always a good idea to try and find a local shop to get any supplies. So thank you for that to Tora Porco. And Karen has donated $49.99. So thank you for that, Karen. And that is Karen's first Super Chat donation. So thank you for that. And it's the pair person riding a firework by the look of it. So yeah, thank you for that, Karen. Right. Totoro Porco has donated $2.79 again and says YouTube donation fee compensation. So thank you for that. And I think I just noticed a small fly. That might have been my imagination. Or maybe it wasn't. So anyway, thank you for that. And Justin Miles has donated $2. Thank you for that. And the message is almost to 300 likes. So that is good. I'm going to try and keep an eye on it. Again, this is something that I can't show on screen, but you guys maybe can see how many likes we've hit. It looks like on my screen it's 310. So that means that we will attempt the Phil Jam screen capture thing at the end of the live stream, and we'll just see how we get on with that. But thank you for that, Justin Miles. And Elaine has donated $2 and says, are you able to put up the likeometer? So thank you for that. And easy answer to that, no. Because that is, I mean, what I do on my live streams, a lot of it is screen capturing, which means because I got two screens, I can have the live stream likes on another screen and capture it and then present it through the software. But because this screen that I've got a maximum of 3 windows that I can fit on the screen. And usually I have, 8 or 9. So yeah, I'm going to have to miss out on a lot of stuff on screen. In fact, I think probably this is as much as we're going to get on the screen until we actually have, more more in terms of the videos, and when I maybe play Guffest, and if we get to Is This Love, if it still works, then those will take up all of the screen. But what I did put on there, I was going to start tonight's live stream by just putting up this, the picture corner screen like this, and just say, tonight's live stream is going to be very basic compared to what it normally is. But then I found a way of starting the stream in a little bit more of a professional way with Don't Cry and having that screen that I just showed, but taking the audio down to 0. So yeah, finally worked out how to do that. Anyway, Tracy has donated $1.99. So thank you for that, Tracy. And the message is, hey Phil, are you in London? So thank you for that. And that's Tracy's first super chat donation. So thank you for that. And the answer to that is no. And because I'm working on my side project at the moment, I'm going to let you guys know over on Patreon as and when I can, talk about it and say what I'm doing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, for the moment, it's all relatively top secret. But something that I can mention is not really to do with my side project, but next Thursday, I'm going to be having an interview with a French music magazine called Rock and Folk. And yeah, I mean, that's quite a popular magazine over in France. And that's something that I think is probably going to be related to the whole Celine Dion thing, because I did a video on that in actually right at the beginning of August, September, October. So that's 2.5 months ago. So when I made that video, it started a bit of a wave, I guess, of people then questioning the performance. Even though with my analysis video and the follow-up analysis video, I've proven that it was the same audio file that was being used, and that audio file, the vocal, was in existence before even the rehearsal. And the rehearsal was conducted the night before the opening ceremony. So yeah, I'd already proven that. So when people then started to watch my video, obviously then people started to spread the word and maybe link to my video and maybe not, and then some other people in France and some quite well-known people who have other YouTube channels I think kind of reacted to my video, or at least explained to French people, because obviously I was speaking English. They would explain to the French exactly what I was saying. So anyway, fast forward a bit, it means that the people who had watched my video, I've seen have been interviewed in different papers and in French media as well. And they do mention me, but there are other reporters who obviously don't know where this all started with my video 2.5 months ago. And they're still getting experts saying whether they think it's mimed or whether they thought it was mimed and whether it's lip synced or not and all this kind of stuff. So we started out with the objective factual proof that it was, because it's fact that it was the same audio file. And then 2.5 months later now down the line, I think it's almost like that Chinese whispers thing where people now aren't really sure and are asking the question whether it was or whether it wasn't live. But the thing that started it all was proving that it wasn't live. So I'm sure that the thing next Thursday is going to be talking about that, but also it'd be good for me just to mention that, check out my video, because that stops all debate. You can't debate against the objective fact that it was the same audio file. That, as much as people might be in denial about it, I mean, that's another thing, kind of belief and being in denial, but my analysis video, just outright proves that it was the same audio file being used, and it was being used in the rehearsal the day before. So, or should I say the night before? I think it's when they did the rehearsal. But even then, she wasn't recording that live with her voice because it was pitch corrected. This is the other thing, that it had to have been recorded in a studio in order to apply pitch correction, because it wasn't auto-tune. So that's I can see the little fly, and I don't know whether I'm going to be I missed it, but I did get the MacBook, so almost ruined the live stream by trying to get a fly. But anyway, so I'll be doing that next Thursday, and I'll let you guys know over on Patreon as to how that goes. And I might release a video, or at least try and do a screen capture for that interview and then release it as a video on my channel. I'm not sure what they're going to do with the footage. Obviously they'll upload it to their, Facebook or their website or anything like that, but it will be good to at least be able to tell people with a French publication that here's a link to my video, and this was, you know, done and dusted 2.5 months ago. It isn't a new argument. Obviously, the media is seeing it as a new argument, and it's crazy because I've seen it on CNN and, you know, Australian news channels and all this kind of stuff. And I was asked to be part of the debate on an Australian TV channel or TV show. But unfortunately, they emailed me and said, "Oh, we're doing a show tonight. Can you be on the panel to have the discussion or the debate?" But yeah, unfortunately, I don't have time to sit watching my inbox to then instantly reply to somebody who's emailed me about a video for that night. So yeah, I missed that. But then again, I'm not sure I would have added anything other than just giving a link to my video to say, here is the proof. Like all of the people that would be debating it, I'd say there's no debate. So it wouldn't be very interesting TV because, yeah, I'd just be able to factually tell them I've got the objective data and this is the video. So this half an hour segment you might be looking to fill on your news show is going to be very boring, unfortunately. I guess I could explain exactly about, you know, the pitch monitoring software and how vocal cords work and looking at pitch every 100th of a second, how you cannot repeat the same thing, especially for a whole 3 or 4 minute song. But even just in one vocal phrase, you cannot repeat the same vocal pitch line to a 100th of a second because that's just the way that vocal cords work. They can't be controlled in that level or to that level of detail. So anyway, yeah, I'll be doing that next Thursday. That's something that I can talk about. Anyway, I can see that there have been other donations as well, and I might not be able to scroll down far enough. And Tortora Porco's donated $2.79, so thank you for that. And the message is, you are a cause célèbre in France, so thank you for that. And I'm not even sure what that means. Maybe a cause celebrity or something, I don't know, but thank you for that. I did French at school, which means that obviously I can't remember any of it, or what I can remember is very limited indeed. Let me skip this advert. And Julia has donated £2 and says, cool. So thank you for that, Julia. And it's the pair person doing either a thumbs up or maybe some rock horns or something like that. I can't really see exactly what it is. And Corey says celebrity. And Eva says cause for celebration. Daisy said yes, a celebrity. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it means, whether it's a celebration or a celebrity. But I guess being a celebrity is a celebration of somebody doing something to a high level, even though I know that nowadays, yes, celebrities aren't exactly the same thing. Now you can be a celebrity just for kind of being on a reality show or something like that, whereas you haven't done anything in a particular field in order to be celebrated. You've just become famous. But they still call that the same thing. People who are famous for whatever reason are then called a celebrity as well, whereas I think maybe there should be a different, approach to those definitions. But anyway, right, we've made it, I think. We've made it to 25 past 11 on the live stream tonight, so that's good because I wasn't expecting it to last very long at all. As for how long, I'm tempted to go through the live stream a little bit more quickly so that we can do it and then finish and still have the live stream going the whole time. But yes, I am going to I am going to address the donations on PayPal because I have to look at my phone in order to grab those, but I can see those that have come through. So thank you guys for these. And the first one was from Richard, who donated £15. So thank you for that, Richard. And there's no message with that. It's just a straight up donation. So then we had a donation that came through from, Richard again. And the first one was on Monday. This one was on Tuesday. So thank you for this, Richard. And this was £10. And again, it is a straight up donation. So thank you for that, Richard. And let me try and keep track of where I am. Penny has donated £15 as well, so thank you for that, Penny. And the message is, can you explain the production terms such as compression, delay, reverb? Thank you for all you do. So, thank you for that, Penny. Right, quick explanation of compression. So, this is something that generally is going to be applied to vocals, just as standard, really, because what you have with a vocal, or I mean any audio really, you can have lots of very loud peaks in the audio file and other parts that aren't so loud. So it means that you get a large dynamic range between the loudest sound and the quietest sound of a, let's take the vocal as the example. So let's imagine that you've got somebody who's singing, and in the chorus they might get louder, that their peaks might be more dramatic, and therefore the volume change from their quiet vocal that they did in the verse and now the vocal in the chorus is now really dramatic. So if you imagine you've got like lots of peaks in the audio file, like lots of I don't know whether people know enough about music to understand what I'm talking about, so I'm going to try and put it into more understandable terms. So imagine you've got like a mountain range, and being at like sea level is 0, and then being a little bit above sea level is like a quiet vocal, and then you've got like the top of a mountain, which is somebody, you know, belting in chest voice. So what compression does is it brings down all of the peaks of the mountains closer to the kind of sea level and these vocals that are a lot quieter. So it's kind of squashing it. And this is what happens when you look at either a vocal or a song that's been really compressed and overly compressed. Rather than having, you know, peaks that you can see that just stick out, it will just look like a sausage. It will just be kind of squashed. And yeah, that's really overcompressed. It means that all of the mountains have been squashed down to a particular level and nothing is allowed to get through beyond that kind of peak. So yeah, that's what compression is. But the reason that it's used on vocals all the time is because you want to be able to hear the vocal clearly, even if it's quiet. So you want to try and balance the vocal. So that's why it's just done as standard, because otherwise you'd have to start turning up your speakers to try and hear the vocal in the verse, and then in the chorus you might have to turn it down because now the vocal's too loud. So anyway, that is, I mean, a basic explanation of compression. Then you have, what's the other one? Delay. And this is just pretty much as it sounds, really. When you have a signal, that signal is then delayed. And it doesn't matter what that signal is, whether it's a lead guitar or any instrument or a voice, it will then repeat back what you've just generated. Or, you know, if you're playing guitar, if you've sung, you've just generated a noise, and that noise is going to be repeated. So what you have with delay is generally you're going to have a delay that is subtle, that might be 20 or 30% of the volume of the first signal. So you can even have a decay to it, so that you might have, for example, if I went yeah like that yeah will now get delayed, so it will be played again, but at maybe 50% of the level, and then maybe at 40% and 30% and then 20%, so that you get this yeah, and it kind of gets quieter and quieter with a delay. So one thing that I did hear when I was watching Whitesnake live, and David Coverdale was doing kind of one of his, actually it was during Still of the Night, so there were lots of screams. Oh, and Melchestra says, is that like an echo? Yeah, it's exactly the same as an echo, a delay. It's just hearing the same thing again. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people refer to delay and echo when I mean, they're pretty much interchangeable, I would say, but I tend to always call it delay because it's the same signal that is then just getting delayed and played through. So anyway, yeah, with this live performance, yeah, it was Still of the Night, and there's a particular breakdown part when David's going, "Whoa, baby, hold on," and he's kind of, "Oh," and he's doing lots of kind of ad libs. Oh, and he goes, "I can't get away," and he's kind of doing that kind of thing. And unfortunately, on the desk, on the mixing desk, on the sound desk for this particular show, it was at Download Festival, and they had the delay at 100%. And I would like to say the way that it sounded, it was even louder than what would have been David's voice, or at least the input signal. So when he said the first line, he might have gone, "Ooh, baby," like that. But what you heard was, "Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby," and it came through louder, and it kept on going. So there wasn't a decay to it. There was a kind of a 110% repeat of the delay that just happened, a continuous. And even when he said kind of, "I can't give away," and it was kind of like that. He wasn't being really strict with notes. So you then heard this, "Can't give away, keep giving away, giving away," and it kept on going for ages. And I thought, oh, this sounds really bad. So this is one thing that I would say about, live performances. When somebody's trying to apply delay on a desk, because it's live, it means you only get one shot at doing it. So you've got to make sure that when you are doing it, especially for something like that section where David isn't hitting notes, he's not going, "I can't keep away," and being, you might go into that a little bit, but when he's just throwing away lines, you don't really want a delay that is that in your face, especially when it's louder than the initial output. So anyway, that's kind of delay done badly in live performances. And I would say that's probably the worst application of delay I've ever experienced in a live show, which was a shame. But of course, the show was still great. This is just something that obviously the sound guy wasn't exactly sure at what level he was applying it, and just totally overdid it. So anyway, yes, that was it. Oh, reverb, that's quite simple. It's just reverb, or digital reverb, is just simulating an acoustic space, whatever that space is. So, if you like, back in the day, they used to actually record, and this might have been something that Chet Atkins used to do, where he would literally go into a cave or design an acoustic space, like dig into a cliff and design an acoustic space for reverb. So it's the way that the sound reverberates, the way that the sound waves bounce around the space, that gives you that reverb sound. Obviously it's all digital now, so it means that you can design the room if you want to. If you say, right, I want to have a recording studio room that is, has a wood panel floor and, wood paneled ceiling and walls, so that you get the sound bouncing around, you can now digitally imitate a particular space, and that's what reverb is. It's just the sound of that space. So when you go into a cave and you make a sound, you will hear the sound reverberating in that space. So you'll hear the cavernous reverb. So that's what that is. And generally with vocals, you'll always have just a little bit of reverb added to the sound, because you'll never really, unless you're recording in the studio and then you don't have any reverb applied to it, that's when you're going to get a dead vocal, or should I say a dry vocal, rather than having any effect added to it, which would then be called a wet vocal. So you'll never really even hear. You might be able to hear my voice the way that you can hear the acoustic space. You can hear where my voice is bouncing around, and you can hear the environment that I'm in. So that's the reverb of this particular space that I'm in, even though people might not necessarily class it as reverb, but it's not a delay. You're not hearing me saying something and then hearing that 2 or 3 or 4 times again. You're just hearing what I'm saying within this acoustic space that I'm in at the moment. So let me just skip that advert, and let me just see, because Rico has donated $5. Thank you for that, Rico. And the message is, for the time and effort on the KT video, Ken Tamplin buying you an instant coffee. So thank you for that and for tuning in to the live stream. And that was Rico's first super chat donation. So thank you for that. It is very much appreciated. Right, it is 36 minutes past, almost 37 minutes past 11. And I am just going to jump into the PayPal window effectively again, because we had another donation that came through from Bruce, who donated £4. So thank you for that, Bruce. And that is a straight up donation. And Cindy has donated £40 as well. Thank you for that, Cindy. And the message is, hi Phil, I saw that Thomas Tuchel, or I'm not even sure how to say Tuchel. Tuchel. Anyway, it's a manager. He used to manage Chelsea here in the UK, and he won the Champions League with them. But, or might be Tuchel. Anyway, Thomas Tuchel, I'm going to go with, was named the new manager of England's national football team. Any thoughts? I don't believe he was your first choice. Thanks. Yeah, so thank you for that. Yeah, we've got a new England manager, and I think he takes over at the beginning of next year. But, yeah. What I've said, or what my initial thought was that having Pep Guardiola would be like the ultimate manager, because he manages Man City here in the UK in like the Premier League, and they've won the Premier League multiple times. So he's like an amazing manager, and his contract ends at the end of, I think, this season. So it means that he would have to go through, May, June, July, till the end of next season. But if he would manage England, I think that would probably be the best international manager ever, because he would be working with a lot of the players that he already works with at Man City. So we could almost have like an international team that's like Man City, who maybe go and win everything. Who knows? But he would be my first choice. And yeah, as for Thomas, I wasn't really thinking about potential managers. I haven't really spent any time thinking about it, other than the fact that Pep Guardiola would have been great. But I don't know how long Thomas Tuchel is going to be in charge. I don't know whether it's going to be a 1-year contract or anything like that. So we will have to see. But for me, yeah, I would like I've naturally pushed, because the laptop has to be an angle for me to be in the middle. I've naturally pushed it to try and centralize everything up. But yeah, I would probably like the FA to somehow try and get Pep. But I don't know whether that's ever going to happen. But thank you for that, Cindy. And we've had another donation. This is from Karen for £3.67. So thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi Phil, thanks for doing your live stream remotely. To quote you, let's see how we get on. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And yeah, this is just a bit of a test to see if I can do this when I'm out on the road. And I think in the future, with my side project, once it's all launched and I'm having to spend a bit of time on that, it might be the fact that I do more of these in the future, just while I'm kind of traveling around. So once I've announced what my side project is, then you guys will obviously be more in the know as to why I'm traveling around doing things. But thank you for that, Karen. And Julia has donated £10. Thank you for that. And it's Julesy. It says, hi Phil, it's Julesy. Here is a down payment for some hotel mini bar items. Ha ha. So thank you for that. And yeah, I mean, I'll probably just keep the money and go to a local shop in order to get something, because I'll probably get like 10 times the amount. But thank you for that, Julesy. And right, we are now up to date I said we were up to date, but there have been a few more donations, so I will get through these. Vera has donated £7.34. So thank you for that, Vera. And the message is, hope you are having a nice change of pace wherever you are. Laugh out loud. Are those black curtains in your hotel? Congrats on 426,000 subscribers. Oh yes, we want to see you jump up and down on the bed. Laugh out loud, Vera. So thank you for that. And yeah, there's grey curtains. Maybe you can't see because of the colour, but it's just, grey curtains. And it's dark outside, so, so it doesn't really matter as to the colour of the particular curtains, but there you go. Thank you for that, Vera. And Connie has donated £10. Thank you for that, Connie. The message is, hi Phil, thanks for live streaming, even though you can't be in the studio. Peace, love, and rock. Connie. So thank you for that, Connie. And Lynn has donated £55 and 9 pence. So thank you for that, Lynn. And the message is, this is fun. Thanks, Phil. So thank you, Lynn. And yeah, like I said, I'm amazed at how far we've got so far. Where are we at time-wise? 11:42 and 15, 16, 17 seconds. So normally we go on till about midnight. I'm not sure whether we will be able to do the same tonight, just because of, actually, I haven't checked how long, if I'm going to try and do a screen grab of the Phil Jam, because we have hit the target. We're at 414 likes, so thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. And if you are watching this on catch up in the future, you can still hit the thumbs up. Really does help this live stream to get out there a little bit more. And this is a very unique live stream. It's a live stream Friday, which we don't normally have. But yeah, if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be great. Now, I'm just going to refresh to make sure we are up to date in PayPal, which we are. And I have to remember to do that before the end of the live stream as well. So let's see what we will have a look at. Well, it looks like Is This Love is the winning video for tonight, of course. And what am I? Okay, I think the Phil Jam, because I've just had a quick look at it, is maybe going to be about 10 minutes. So I don't want to think, I think we're on borrowed time here because things are going quite well. So what I might attempt to do is, try to get the software back here because I lost the picture. Is it there? Now it's not showing. Now it's back. Okay, right. Now it's disappeared again. Okay, right, we're going to jump into, I've got to try and sort out what's going on with my screen, but we're going to be jumping into the cover video for tonight, Is This Love? And this has nothing to do with the whole David Coverdale thing that I mentioned earlier. It just happens to have happened on the same stream. But we will jump into this. Hope you guys enjoy it. It's my version of the White Snake Classic. And I'll see you guys after. Rock!
You go alone. It's times like these I can't make it on my own. Wasted days, me sleepless nights, and I can't wait to see you again. I find to spend my time waiting on your call. How can I tell you, babe, my back's against the wall. By my side just to tell me it's alright, 'cause I don't think I can take anymore. Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love that I've been searching for? Is this love, or am I dreaming? This must be love, 'cause it's really got hold on.
And there we have it. That was my version of the Whitesnake classic, Is This Love? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now, during that video, I had no sound, so it was very difficult to figure out when it had finished and when I then went live, so or at least when the camera then started up again. So it seems like we're okay at the moment. The main problem that I have is the size of the screen. Like, literally, when I have the software open, it takes up, I'd say, 85% of the screen. So anything else that I want to look at, it's just going to be absolutely impossible to see. So, right, I'm going to now kind of move that over there so that I can see what's going on. And, I mean, we might jump into a fill tune, but we have had a couple of other donations, so I will be addressing those because Karen donated $20, so thank you for that, Karen. And the message is condolences to family and friends of Liam Payne of One Direction. They weren't my particular style, but I saw they were on X Factor. Tragic that he was just 31 and has a young son. So thank you for that. And this is something that I saw on the news. I think it's been on the news everywhere that, yeah, unfortunately, I think when he was on the X Factor, he was 16. So I don't know. I think this is the problem, that a lot of, I don't know, teenagers or kids, they want to be really... Oh, let me just close the poll. Thank you, Franco, for letting me know. End poll. But yeah, so lots of teenagers and kids, they want to be famous and they want to be huge singers, or, yeah, I think a lot of them just want to be famous. They don't really care what they're famous for. But yeah, being a famous singer or being in a huge band, I think they're too young to appreciate exactly what it is that you now won't have a life. That is your... Yeah, once you are in that mainstream music industry, it is like a tornado. You know, you're going to get thrown all over the place. You've got to travel everywhere and you don't have any time for yourself. And then you're famous. You're really famous. So you get recognized everywhere and you don't have any downtime and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, this is why I'm very thankful that I can stay totally out of the industry and I never got involved in that, because as much as it would be great to, you know, sell millions and millions of albums and all that kind of stuff and tour the world, I quite like being able to do things myself and be in control of everything, rather than somebody saying, right, you're in that country at that time, you're then in that country at that time, then you've got these 5 shows back to back, and those, you know, those 12 shows then back to back, and then you have one day off, then you've got another 18 shows back to back. You know, I would say, well, no, that's too much. You know, that's kind of just too... And the music industry, record labels, they don't care about what is too much, because once they've signed the contract, the artist is then the commodity. So they will get pushed as hard as, you know, the record label wants to push the person. And unfortunately, especially when you're working with young bands, young artists who have signed away their lives effectively, especially for multiple album deals, they then have to fulfill the requirements of the contract, which is going to be doing things that are literally unhealthy for you to be performing night after night after night after night and traveling the world and not having enough rest and not getting enough vocal rest and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that as much as people really want to be a huge selling artist, you've got to have the appreciation of being able to do it in a healthy way, so that you're just doing a few shows and then maybe having a day off or a couple of days off, then doing a few more shows and planning it all properly. And unfortunately, that's something that certainly as big as One Direction were, and I guess are, because they'll still be selling songs, even though they're kind of not together and not gigging. And then they've all had their independent solo artist thing. And this is another thing, that they entered the contest as solo artists. They didn't want to be in a vocal group. So yeah, the fact that they were then on that journey because they've been put together by Simon Cowell, and yeah, kind of milked for as much as they could be, money wise, but also music wise, until they finally reached a point at which they were then able to go and do their own thing. But yeah, the other side of it is just that mental side, that you know, especially being so young, being like 16, and then everything becoming so huge, dealing with that mentally, you know, from what I saw on the news, he had a lot of drug problems and alcohol addiction and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, unfortunately, when you kind of push your body to its limits, it happens a lot that in order to now go past the limit, like I said, doing everything in a healthy way and organizing your schedule in a healthy way so that you can do it naturally and you get enough sleep and all that kind of stuff. When you start crossing that boundary of over pushing, you now need something to get your body to that point of beyond its maximum, because you can't do that naturally. They'll need some kind of pickup or something to keep them awake when they need to be awake. And as soon as you go down that route, and some people rely on different things, but especially in the music industry, it's a really common thing because of the contracts they sign, and that's what record labels do. They're a commodity, the artists, and that's what they're seen as. So they're literally going to push the person to their physical limit, and then the person has to now find something that will allow them to push themselves past their physical limit. And that's where, sadly, addiction comes into the equation and into the discussion. So, very sad turn of events, and, very young, only 31. So whenever I see these kinds of stories, I'm always very thankful for, my life and how long I've been here, over, 10 years longer. So you think, what a crazy age to then leave. And whenever I see somebody who's very young, who's passed away, and especially under difficult circumstances, it certainly makes you thankful for everything that you've got and the amount of time that you're able to spend on the earth, because it is a very limited time, so we have to make the most of it while we are here. But certainly he was just part of that music industry blender. Just everything gets blended up and can turn into an absolute mess and a bit of a nightmare. So very sad news. But thank you for that, Karen. And and then Karen, as in Karen with a C, then donated $5. So thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, just a little bit extra for doing this unique live stream and for a fly swatter if it's still bugging you. Many thanks. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. And I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it'll pop up again at some point. And Justin has donated 10 New Zealand dollars. Is it dollars in New Zealand? I'm not sure. But thank you for that. And the message is, dare we ask for an analysis of Pentatonix just released Bohemian Rhapsody? Please let it be real. So, I have covered Pentatonix, and generally everything that they release is pitch corrected. So, and that's just what the producers do. That's the sound that they want to go for. So, that's that. So I wouldn't expect it to be natural voices without pitch correction if they've just released something that's new. But I don't know, maybe they'll buck the trend of all the other cover videos and videos that I've been asked to look at, but I do have an analysis video on them, so you can check that out. Thank you, Tortoro Porco, for this $6.99 donation. And the message is, I love that you sing under control, but with lots of emotion and good tone. Not trying to impress by yelling or screamings. So thank you for that. And I am a huge believer in just using your own voice and doing what you can with it and transposing songs for your range. So that if you have got a 2 or 3 octave range, that range will sit in a different place to somebody else who might have a lower voice, who might technically be a bass. That might be their vocal classification. In which case, why would you attempt to sing something that is so low if your voice is higher? And vice versa, why would you attempt to sing something that's really high when your voice is low? This is what voice classifications are all about. So, I think it's really important that you can work at your range to try and get as much range as you can in terms of octaves worth. But when it comes to doing a cover video, somebody else's song, just do it your own way. And by transposing the song to your range, where your range sits, it means it's going to sound like your version of that cover or that song, because the cover has been placed where you sing, rather than just trying to sing where everybody else sings. And this is why I think it's always a little bit dangerous to have videos that say how to sing like, and it's trying to force your voice to a place where it doesn't really go naturally. There are ways to increase your range, which is fine, but trying to sing like somebody implies trying to hit the notes that they hit in the way that they hit them, which won't always be possible for your voice, because you might have somebody who has, their chest voice might go up to just naturally, a B4 or a C5 or a D5, because they have a naturally higher voice. They might talk in a higher voice because that's just where their voice sits. So when you then have a natural voice that's a lot lower, why would you then try and hit the notes in exactly the same way? It's going to be dangerous if you're trying to hit those notes in your chest voice. B4, C5, it's going to be crazy. You're going to need to make a bit of an adjustment in order to get head voice involved a little bit more and release a bit of the tension, and that you will get if you're taking your chest voice up that high. But you might find that, it might just give out before then, and you don't want to certainly overstress your vocal cords. You can get nodules or nodes, and it can be very bad to start pushing the chest voice higher to a point where somebody else might be comfortable doing it. This is the point. So don't try and kind of imitate other people's voices unless you've been doing it a very long time and you're doing it in a safe way. But anyway, thank you for that. And Justin has donated $2 as well, so thank you for that. And the message is, they say it's live this time, so thank you for that. And that is Justin's 20th super chat donation, so thank you very much for that. Now I am going to be jumping into, I don't know what we should do. Maybe we should try and jump into the Phil Jam. We did hit the target for the Phil Jam, so I feel like we've got to attempt to at least do this somehow. And the way that I'm going to try and do this is to get a background on screen, the screen capture of a previous live stream, press the play button and see what happens. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up and getting us to the target, which is random tonight, of 300. So it's now going to look like hopefully it's going to look like another live stream. We are going to jump into it and see if this works or not. So let me get the backing screen like this, and then I'm going to do this and see if this works. And now I'm going to press play, and we're going to see if this Phil Jam works. It's just a random one. 165 is the one that we're going to be listening to, hopefully. Let's have a look and see what happens. Zoom out and click on this and mute advert. This is groovy guitar backing track, then in brackets blues A minor, and this is from Backing Tracks Center. We just did something a bit weird there, so hopefully it will still play. And I think while I was doing that, I think an advert just went through. So right, let's grab the guitar, and you'll have to let me know what this sounds like. I'm gonna start clean and see what happens. Right, play. Okay, can you hear the backing track? Okay, I can just about hear it. I think we're okay. a little bit over the top here, but trying.
I just made a $27 ebook in 2 minutes using AI. Watch how I did it so you can do it too. Here.
Try and keep it a little bit toned down. There we have it, do we? Am I back on screen now? I don't know. It's all very difficult to keep track of what's going on because I have the background. The background I now know lasts for about 4 minutes. So the background disappeared. And then I'm just sitting here watching the video because I never watch my own fill jams. So there you go. I was waiting for all the bum notes, but I got away with that. Seemingly for most of the fill jam, but yeah, I then started backing again because I then realised, oh, it runs out after 4 minutes. So you just saw me sitting. Maybe you didn't see me sitting, but I was just in the background there. And anyway, somebody said, can you not have adverts on the live streams? The problem with my live streams it's not a problem, but I play a cover video and the cover videos get copyright claimed. And by the way, the advert that popped up then was not an advert on this live stream, as an advert on me watching the previous live stream. So that's why I could skip it. So yeah, it's probably very confusing as to what was going on there. But that's why maybe some people tried to click to skip the ad, but no, it was me skipping it because we were doing a screen capture of a previous live stream Phil Jam. So anyway, yeah, that's what was going on there. So we hit the goal for the likes tonight, which is great. We've had a Phil Jam as well, which was good. That was number 165 if you wanted to know. But anyway, yeah, back to why there are adverts on the live streams, because they get copyright claimed because I do a cover video, and sometimes the Phil Jam, because I don't know what the track is going to be before I actually do the Phil Jam, that can then get copyright claimed as well. So, you know, it can get copyright claimed from a few different angles, and that's why you see adverts on the live streams. So yeah, as to saying I don't want to have any adverts, I don't think that's possible when you've got somebody else's music as part. I say somebody else's music, the Phil Jam track or the cover video. When I do a cover video, the owner of the copyright of that particular song gets the ad revenue. So they'll take the ad revenue from the live stream that cover that I've performed is on. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, let me now... Oh, another advert is just trying to pop in there. But thank you for tuning in, everyone, and to Torta Porco for donating $13.99, saying please have a nice meal. So yeah, thank you for that. And I'm just going to do a quick refresh on PayPal because I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody out before I finish the live stream. Janice has donated £73.45. So thank you for that, Janice. And the message is, did you reach your current location by plane, train, or automobile? So technically, oh, hang on. I was going to say a combination of all three, but I can't remember. So yeah, I'm just going to go with that. So thank you for that, Janice. And Orlando has donated £10 as well. So thank you for that, Orlando. This is in the PayPal window. And the message is, revisiting your discussion regarding echoes and reverb. I heard that artists have moved their studio equipment into a bathroom to take advantage of the natural reverb effect. I assume that is not unusual. So thank you for that. And yeah, just having the tiles, it means that the sound can't get absorbed by anything. It's bouncing all over the place. Therefore, it gives you more of a reverb sound, or more reverberations, because the sound is hitting surfaces and just being deflected all over the place. So yes, that's something that people either design studios in that way to get that particular sound that they want, or yeah, they go into a bathroom where it's just all tiled, and then you'll get that particular sound that you want for that acoustic space. So thank you for that. And Samantha has donated £36.72. So thank you for that. And the message is, thanks for all the education and slick grooves. So no problem. And thank you guys for tuning in tonight. As always, over on Patreon, I'll let you guys know, what's happening next week with the interview. I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow. Oh no, tomorrow's going to be the Saturday live stream, which isn't. So I'm going to leave Saturday free, so there's no live stream on Saturday. That's why we're doing it on Friday. But then there'll be a video on Sunday. I'll aim to get one out at 8 p.m. Greenwich. I say Greenwich meantime, British summertime, as it still is. But yeah, look out for that video on Sunday. And then I'll be live streaming again on Tuesday, and then we're back to normal. But I'll let you guys know over on Patreon as and when I have to be away for my side project. But I think it won't be for a little while after this. So yeah, as always, I'll keep you guys in the loop over on Patreon. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight for this strange, unique, and unbelievably successful live stream Friday. I wasn't expecting this to work at all because the software crashed 5 times like a few hours ago. So yeah, we will see how things get on Tuesday. It's all going to be back to normal, and then next Saturday we'll be back to that normal live stream time as well. But look out for the video on Sunday. So all that's left for me to say is try to have a great weekend, not rest of your weekend, because we're only just starting the weekend, but try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. And I will catch you guys at the next one. And this might be a very sudden end to the live stream. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. And it might just be the case that everything stops and goes to black because I don't have an outro for this kind of live stream. So yeah, have a great weekend, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!